Hello everyone and welcome! Boy, today's a hype day, today's an exciting day. I am pumped. I am charged to the gills. I am just like hypercharged today and ready to go, raring to go. I'm Darkside Phil, of course. Welcome to my first gameplay stream for the day. Today is Monday, March 20th, 2017, folks. And a lot going on today. Holy crap. All right, let me quickly gloss over what you can expect today and for the next few days, because I know there's going to be some confusion, especially with the launch of a new game. There's always confusion on how is Phil covering it and all that, okay? So today is a crazy packed day for me, all right? First of all, right now, this is going to be a 4-hour Zelda Breath of the Wild stream. I am in the southwestern portion of the map, the Gerudo Desert, and I have just rescued or recovered the Thunder Helm, or whatever it is, that's going to apparently allow me to take on the Divine Beast in this area, okay? So, that's going to be the focus of today's stream, is finishing up in the Gerudo Desert, taking on the Divine Beast, finishing that up, and then starting to head north, because the one major region of the game I have not investigated yet is the Northwest, which I believe is where the Rito is, right? That's the final race of the 4 races in the game. And of course, you know I'm going to get distracted. You know, on the way there, I'll probably end up doing a bunch of other quests. You know, Terrytown has an update. A Gerudo went to Terrytown. I have to go update that and all that. So you just know that a lot is going to be going on today's gameplay stream, okay? So that's right now. 4 hours of Zelda for you here live on the stream. Then I'm going to be uploading a batch of videos from yesterday's Zelda stream to my YouTube channel, DSPGaming. Then I'm on the run. I'm running out the door to grab some food quickly. I don't even have time to cook today, because I got to go grab whatever. You know, there's a million fast food places here. I'm just going to run out and grab something real quick. Come home, wolf down the food, jump right back into the office for hopefully, we'll see how much time I have, but maybe around 2 hours of Danganronpa that I'll be playing offline, because I want to get one more session in of Danganronpa before I start with the new release this week, because I want to have it there so I can at least upload it, so those who are excited for that game and have been following that playthrough don't have an extended period of away from it. You know, I'm either going to upload those videos tomorrow or Wednesday, depending. So I'm going to try to squeeze that in. Then immediately, after I'm done recording Danganronpa, I'm going to be switching over and setting up my premiere of Mass Effect Andromeda live stream. Mass Effect Andromeda unlocks at 9 p.m. Pacific time tonight, and I'll be playing it on PlayStation 4. Live stream here, again, folks, for about 2 hours, okay? About 2 hours of the premiere of Mass Effect Andromeda tonight, live here on stream. This is since I've come back to Twitch, and I'm now doing my new streaming method of focusing on you guys in the stream chat and interaction and everything. This will be my very first game premiere. I don't know how it's gonna go, because, you know, there's a few factors you have to factor in here, okay? The first factor is the game people have already seen the first few hours of this game, okay? A lot of people, if you are dying to see Mass Effect Andromeda, many people paid extra to get into that EA Access program, and they've already had access to the game for about 10 hours of the game since last week. So, for me, I didn't do that. I didn't want to pay extra, because I want to play it on PS4, and you couldn't even do it on PS4. So I'll be starting off, you know, from the start. So a lot of people may be like, I already saw that. Maybe after Phil finishes the intro of the game, then I'll come back or whatever. The other thing is, keep in mind that the stream is going to be very late. You know, 9 p.m. Pacific time is midnight Eastern time. Is who knows what that is in Europe. And I know that I have many European viewers and followers. In fact, I actually looked recently, and I believe the statistic is like about 40 to 45% of my viewership is currently outside of the United States, and a huge chunk of that, like the vast majority of that, is European. So knowing that, I realize a lot of you guys and gals might be asleep. You know, it might be asleep, and you might not be here for the premiere stream. But I'm still excited to do it. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I mean, the other thing is, let's face it, a lot of you guys and gals here, since I made my streaming changes, you're here not for the game, you're here for me. And I appreciate that. That you guys and gals like hanging out with me on stream, having fun with games. That's what the new streaming philosophy is about, right? It doesn't really matter what game I'm playing. What matters is having fun with the game and interacting with you guys and you know, our reactions to what we're seeing together in the game. So, regardless of the fact that people may have seen the intro of Mass Effect Andromeda already, it still could be a pretty fun and exciting experience, okay? So, FYI, 2 hours of Mass Effect Andromeda tonight. That's the big premiere, okay? And yes, I will be uploading those videos to DSPGaming. So if you guys are asleep tonight and you miss out on the live stream, no worries. Whenever you wake up, those videos should be live and ready to go for you to check out, all right? Tomorrow, Tuesday, but the entire day I am dedicating to Mass Effect Andromeda streaming. So you'll have one Mass Effect Andromeda stream at 11 a.m. Pacific time, and there will be another one at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So that's going to end up being within one day, okay? Within one day, over 8 hours of Mass Effect Andromeda coverage. Pretty crazy amount of coverage for, you know, for a launch day of a game. So that should be pretty exciting. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I got some special things in store for you for the Mass Effect streams this week. In fact, Dr. Zombius has been hard at work. We've got 2 custom notifications that are going to pop up for tips and for tips and cheers that are Mass Effect Andromeda specific notifications. How cool is that? That's going to be something special for the playthrough. So even though, oh no, I'm watching on YouTube and there's distractions, the distractions are actually going to be related to Mass Effect Andromeda. So how cool is that? That's going to be pretty awesome. I'm quite excited for that. Yeah, so that's going to be all day tomorrow. Mass Effect Andromeda, alright? Wednesday, and I know some people are already going to say, what? Wednesday, I'm taking the day off. No live streams. However, I will be uploading a ton of videos to DSPGaming that day. So, what you got to realize is I'm going to be a day staggered on everything, especially with Zelda. So, more than likely what I'll do is I won't upload all the Mass Effect Andromeda videos to DSPGaming immediately tomorrow. I'll upload a bunch of them, and then I'll balance that out maybe with Danganronpa. And then maybe what I'll do on Wednesday is I'll upload the remaining Zelda videos and more of the Mass Effect. Okay? So there you go. And you might be saying, well, why is Phil taking Wednesday off? It's a big new release week. What is going on? It's very simple. With my new schedule, as I explained weeks ago when I started with this new schedule, okay, I'm now working an extra hour or more a day. In fact, I found out I've actually been working about an extra 2 hours a day because I'm starting streaming an hour early, and a lot of the times I end up working later, okay? But the reason I'm doing it that way is so that I can have a day off a week. Sadly, this week, the only day off that was available that would work due to Leanna's work schedule was Wednesday. It was the only day she had off. So I have to, you know, schedule in my time off with when she's off so that we can go spend time together. And it's Wednesday. It is what it is. I can't, you know, not much I could do about it. But, you know, the good news is, even though there'll be no live streams on Wednesday, there will be still full-on new gameplay coverage on DSPGaming on Wednesday. Okay? But I'll be back in full force on Thursday with another big Mass Effect Andromeda live stream, and then that Thursday night, I'll decide. I'll make the executive decision. Do I want to play more Zelda on stream, or do I want to do a Danganronpa offline session? I'll make that decision for everyone. I'll let you know, obviously, by Thursday what I'm going to be doing, okay? And then, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, every day is going to be pretty much a major Mass Effect Andromeda stream. Now, if after many days of the game I get burnt out on it, the good news is at any time on the fly I could switch back to Zelda, right? That's the cool thing. It's not like I'm 100% stuck with the schedule. On the fly I can adjust this, all right? So that's cool, and I'm happy about that, and you know, we'll see how the week goes. We'll play it by ear. I'll be judging and gauging off of your interest. How many people are showing up for the streams? How many people are enjoying the streams? That's going to determine what I play every day pretty much, okay? But that's the rough schedule for this week, folks. Okay? Fair enough. Sound good? Alright. Now, let's talk about a few quick things before we get started with Zelda. First up, I had a big update to my Teespring shop last night. I know I say that a lot. Well, not really. I say it about once a week. But I did. I updated my Teespring shop last night. Before I even get to the details, I'm going to put the link to my Teespring shop into the stream chat. So if you're here live on stream, please go check it out. But it is teespring.com/stores/the Black Current. What, the Black Current? That's not right. I got distracted because my girlfriend just walked in the door. I just heard my girlfriend close the door downstairs and I said the wrong thing. It's teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Excuse me. So what updates have taken place on Teespring? A few cool things, okay? First off, I've added hats. People have been asking me since I launched the Teespring store over 2 weeks ago, would I be adding hats? And the answer is, I wanted to, but I was told by Teespring that basically the criteria for artwork for hats is very strict, that pretty much none of the kind of artwork that I had submitted would fit on a hat, okay? I guess hats are kind of a new thing for them, or something they want to get into, but they're not majorly focusing on yet. So I added 2 hats. One is a stretch baseball cap, and one is the one that has like the snapback, I guess, which is the snapping things that adjust the size of it. It's the Wow Dude hat, and it's actually the Wow Dude emote from the stream chat here. So for those of you, who are here and who are in here daily for streaming, you're very familiar with the Wow Dude emote. Well, it fits perfectly on a hat. It's like the perfect criteria for their hats, okay? So that's what I got so far. Now, that's just a kind of a test product. I'm curious to see if anyone will get one. I personally don't wear that kind of hat. So for me, I'm not even sure, I'm probably not going to get one, honestly. But I'm curious if anyone would get one and like it. And if they do, if they could send me a picture so I could show everyone what it looks like. I may do more in the future. I want to see what the interest is with hats, okay? And again, I have to work with Teespring because it seems like the criteria are pretty strict for what they can fit on there. All right. Now, the other thing I added, which is really cool, is glitchy. For those of you, again, who are frequent stream viewers, we have the glitch emote right here. And it's based off of a glitch that happened when I was playing Batman the Telltale series earlier this year, where a character didn't render at all, okay? And so it was just his eyeballs and floating teeth and gums. It was the most disturbing thing we've ever seen, but it was pretty hilarious. Someone turned that emote into a shirt, and it's pretty sweet. I liked it. I really liked the design of this logo. This person, incidentally, has made 4 different logos for merchandise that I will be putting up on Teespring over the next several weeks, okay? So this is just the first in a series of new stuff that will be going live on Teespring coming up. So those are the 2 new products that I added. Oh yeah, and by the way, for that glitchy logo, I also added tank top shirts. I got a few requests over the past week. People were saying, man, I'm not really into full-on t-shirts. I like tank tops. I wish Phil had those. So I actually did that for the glitchy shirt. And if there is demand, if people say, Phil, I would like, maybe I like that skull pattern that's very popular in a tank top, I might add that, okay? So there you have it. That's kind of the new stuff that I added for this week. I'm curious to see if there'll be any interest. I added all of that last night. Since I actually made the vlog video showing you guys the new shirts and the mug that I'm using now from Teespring, I got a few new orders. So, it worked. People saw the stuff in person and apparently were sold. And we're like, wow, this is good quality stuff, and started buying. So, thanks to anyone who has purchased something from Teespring. All right. I appreciate that. That is, definitely helping me. And, again, give a look if you haven't yet. I'll put it in the stream chat one more time before we stop talking about it. Check it out one more time to Teespring shop. It's good stuff. And again, if you buy something from Teespring and you want to take a selfie or whatever with the merch that you purchased, or just take a picture of the merch itself, send me the picture on social media. I'll retweet it for everyone so everyone can see how cool the stuff looks. Okay? All right. That's really about it. I've pretty much covered everything. So real quick, everyone, I'll just do a few other plugs before we get started here. First thing I want to say, KO Gaming has been pretty slow lately because, as you know, I've been very busy covering Zelda and Danganronpa, And really, you know, there's not much to put on KO Gaming right now. There's no reviews to put out. I can't even do a first impressions video or any kind of an impressions video on Zelda because Nintendo's going to end up claiming it. So there's no point in even doing it, which is why I haven't done it. And you're pretty much not going to see a formal review of Breath of the Wild because I can't make a video on it because Nintendo's going to claim it. Okay? So that sucks, but it is what it is. That's why there's been really nothing going on with KO Gaming recently, alright? Once we start getting into these new releases, like Mass Effect Andromeda, I might do a first impressions video of, and then I'll probably release another fan submission, you know, that kind of stuff. We will get back to consistent stuff on KO Gaming, but there just hasn't been. I've been so busy with the new coverage of all the new games and everything, there hasn't been really time to focus on it, and I couldn't do anything for Zelda. Pretty lame, right? I agree, it's lame. It really is lame. So, KO Gaming is far from dead, okay? Far from dead, but there's really nothing to put up there right now. I will be putting stuff up soon with all these new releases coming out, you know. Keep in mind, Mass Effect Andromeda, this DLC for Dark Souls next week, right? There's going to be stuff for me to start putting up stuff on KO Gaming for shortly, but we have to get to it first, okay? All right. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. There are 11 days left in March, folks. 11 days left. And if you want to get in on this month's big goal celebration, which will be if we hit the funding goal for this month, I'll be doing a patron exclusive Twitch and Chill event either in late April or early May. This will be a marathon stream where I play Jackbox Party Pack with my patrons. And if you pledge $5 or more to my Patreon, you're guaranteed to get into a session of it. You know, I've done two of these before, and people really enjoyed them, but the major complaint was that the same people keep getting into the matches for whatever reason. Maybe they're just quick to the draw, or maybe their internet connection is quicker in relation to where I am broadcasting from, and so they can get into the sessions more quickly. And there's a lot of people who wanted to participate and haven't been able to, okay? So much like the private patron multiplayer sessions that I've done in the past, this special Twitch and Chill stream event will allow the patrons to play with me in that setting. It's going to be a lot of fun, okay? However, you have to pledge $5 to my Patreon by the end of this month. So you have 11 days left to pledge to my Patreon. Now, keep in mind, it's not just about the goal. It's also about getting cool perks, like getting text or verbal thank yous in my videos, getting your Q&A, or your questions answered, your Q&A questions answered on my Ask the King show, which will be taking place in April. So now would be a very pertinent time for you to pledge and get in on that perk so you can get your questions answered next month, or you can even get a private Q&A video made, all right? And every single person who I've ever made a private Q&A video for really seemed to love it. I go the extra mile with those, okay? So give it a look at patreon.com/DarksidePhil, and in particular, this month would be really helpful if you pledge, because this month, sadly, I'm going to be receiving the incredibly low YouTube payout from February. That was the last full month that I was with Machinima, and the payout was abysmal, okay? So I really need your help, because that money, all that money I'm getting for Patreon is going directly to paying my bills for the month of April. And I need as much support as I can get so that I can pay my bills. If I can get through April and get to May, because now the streaming has been so good to me, and now I've seen an increase in YouTube revenue since I jumped networks from Machinima to Curse, I think things are going to be good, but I need to get through April and actually not go into default and pay my bills and be overdue on everything. So please consider pledging if you haven't, okay? All right. Last but not least, my girlfriend Leanna has her own business called The Black Current. You can check it out at etsy.com/shop/The Black Current. She sells handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. I absolutely love her stuff. Last night I took a shower with Kentish Rain, which is my personal favorite soap of hers. It's a combination of like the scents from like Zest and Irish Spring. It's really good for you. It not only gets you clean, but make sure your skin feels refreshed afterward. It doesn't feel oily or, you know, dry like a lot of other soaps do. Don't take my word for it that the stuff is great. Check out the website for yourself. She's been in operation now for 2 years. I'm very proud of her. Operating her own business for 2 years, and nothing but positive customer feedback. Tons of it. Go give it a look. Tons of positive feedback over there, okay? So there you go. Alright, folks, that's it. It's time to start with The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, here live on stream. And you know what? I gotta address this, because I love doing this. Great Aether in the stream chat says, it's time for the daily beg for money segment. You are an idiot. Dude, how many people have done Twitch with advertisements, with thank you shoutouts, with this, for years before I ever did it? But that was okay, right? But now that I'm doing it, because YouTube basically screwed me over and doesn't want me on the site, now that I do it, it's not good. So it's fine for everyone else, but not for me. Screw you. How about that, dickhead? Alrighty then. I know, because no one else ever advertises, ever, right? There's no advertisement on any other stream, ever. No, they're all serious business. They go right to gameplay, and that's it. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, folks. That is it. Thank you for being patient in the pre-stream. It is now time to start with Zelda. The Legend of Zelda. Alright, folks. Thank you, and let us begin.